What's going on, MintBuilder family? How are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing great. I'll wait here a few minutes, see if we're going to have anyone today. Figured I'd get this done early so we can all get to our, I'm sure a lot of you guys have 4th of July plans, which is awesome. So we'll just kind of hang out. See if a couple of people arrive and have some questions. Somebody's here. When you guys get in here, just say who you are and where you're from. Hey, Keith. Good to see you, man. Happy Friday to you. Happy 4th. When you come on, say hello. Say where you're listening from. Show yourselves. Where are you? We'll give it a couple minutes. Yeah, I saw that, Keith. After this, I'll put it up there in the group for sure. We'll talk about it on here too. Awesome, awesome, awesome. A lot of different ways to skin a cat. In fact, that was what I was going to just talk about in my short training before, see if you guys had any questions. So, yeah, terrific. A lot of different ways to skin the cat in this business. Not one way is better than the other. The way that's the best is the one that you're the most consistent with, right? But we'll talk about that. We will talk about that. Let's give it another minute. And let's get into the training. Who else is on here? Reveal yourself. Let's see. You don't have to. Okay, so we'll just go forward. Probably a lot of people are busy with the 4th. That's great. So the training is, don't be afraid to have a multitude of different sources for leads, guys, right? That's okay. Like, for instance, my primary lead source is prospecting on LinkedIn. That's what I do. I love it because I can do that from anywhere in the world. And through the Messenger app on LinkedIn. So powerful. But it doesn't matter if you do home parties, doesn't matter if you do one-on-ones at Starbucks, doesn't matter if you do one-on-ones on Meetup or Zoom like Keith does. Doesn't matter if you use Facebook ads. Doesn't matter if you drive traffic through, my colleague's traffic source that I announced yesterday on here that drives endless traffic. It doesn't matter. Whatever way you can be the most consistent with. So the ones I do are LinkedIn, and, I do YouTube videos too, which is great because those are always recruiting for me all the time. They're like little recruiters out there, out in the Google ether, if you will. Okay. So I love that. So don't be afraid to mix, but be consistent. That's the magic, guys. The consistency on recruiting is the magic on the recruiting is the consistency. That's the secret sauce. That's what you want. And no activity is not acceptable, but you can have a low activity day. That's okay. Heck, if it's 10 minutes, make it the best 10 minutes of your day, but do something. Do something, okay? Every single day. That's how you move that stone forward, how you push it forward. That's really, really important, okay? Okay, that's good, Keith. That's good. So don't be afraid to do multiple things. Don't be afraid to get better at something, another technique, but just be consistent with those and do the ones that you feel are going to be the most consistent with, that fits you the best. You know, you get a lot of big leaders out there like myself that try to put square pegs in round holes. And that doesn't make any sense. I mean, that makes no sense. If someone is not going to be consistent with that methodology, or they don't like that way of recruiting, it doesn't work. Another way that I recruit is just offline too. When I'm out and about, I meet people all the time, and I ask them, "Hey, you know, you've got a great energy about you. Just curious, are you keeping your options open as far as making money if it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing?" If they say, "Yeah, what do you have?" And I just say, "Well, I own an international internet business in the precious metal space, and I'm growing like crazy and always looking for some great help. What's the best number to reach on?" And I'll reach out to you so you can see a video on the company. That's it. So there's a lot of different ways, but do the ways that you can be the most consistent with, and don't be afraid to explore and do new things and to always move that business forward. Okay? All right, so that's the training. Happy 4th, guys. Happy 4th of July. Let's celebrate our great country. Here in the USA, some of you guys are in Canada, totally get it, and all over the world. But here in the US, it's the 4th, which is great. We enjoy this weekend a lot. And the floor is yours. I'll give you guys a few minutes if you have some questions. Any network marketing questions? Let me know. What questions do you have? Do you have questions on prospecting or marketing or generating leads or three-way calls? Okay, I'll do a little example of three-way call. So most people don't know how to do a three-way call properly, or they think they do, but they really don't. The way a three-way call would go is you're on the phone with your upline leader beforehand, so you can give that upline leader the scoop on the individual that he or she's going to be talking to, right? You know, have they been in network marketing? What were the answers to the funnel questions, et cetera, et cetera. What do they do for a living? Where are they from? Et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so then the MintBuilder rep will three-way in the prospect. And the biggest mistake that network marketers make is that they build the prospect up instead of your upline. It should be just the reverse. You should be building up your upline and not the prospect. So if someone had me on a three-way call and they just brought the prospect on to meet me, the way it would go would be something like this. Hey, Bob, great to have you. It's such an honor to have Mr. Olsen on the phone with us today. He's a very, very busy guy. In fact, I'm surprised we were even able to get him, but he had a couple minutes and he wanted to say hello to you and take a minute to speak with you about the business. As I mentioned to you, Bob, Mr. Olsen is the top earner in MintBuilder, one of the top leaders in this industry. He's been in the industry 26 years. He's a former executive in corporate America and a former naval officer, and just a real honor to have him today. Mr. Olsen, Bob took a look at took the online tour of the company. What he liked the best about MintBuilder is the fact that our product is silver and gold, the fact that you can make some good commissions with our company. So having said that, I thought this would be a good time for the two of you to meet. Mr. Olsen, this is Bob Smith. Bob, this is Mr. Peter Olsen. So you notice how you put your upline on a pedestal. It's always Mr. or Mrs. such and such. And then when you're talking about the prospect, it's just their first name, right? Make sense? That's how it's done, guys. All posture, right? Uplifting the upline. And then you want the prospect thinking, oh my God, I'm talking to Sally Smith, one of the top leaders in the company. Okay? So that's very important. After you do your introduction on the three-way call, you zip your lips, you shut your mouth, and put your phone on mute. And you don't speak unless the upline says to you, hey, Keith, are you there? Hey, Joseph, are you there? Okay? But you don't speak otherwise. That's another big mistake that reps make. They interject in the phone conversation. Okay? That's a no-no. That's a no-no. Okay? Talk about how to follow up with leads that opt into our marketing funnel. Real simple, Keith. In fact, Ray Higdon has a whole video on that in Rank Makers called My Crazy Follow-Up. So if you're first and foremost, if you're not in Rank Makers, you need to get into Rank Makers. Best $19.95 I spend a month. Okay? But very simple. I follow up and say, hey, Bob, Pete Olsen from MintBuilder. Hey, I saw you took the online tour. I saw you took the online tour of our company. That's awesome. So glad that you did. And here's the magic line, what did you like best about what you saw? And then zip the lips. What did you like best about what you saw? Now, they may say, well, gosh, I love the silver and I love the fact there's no hoops to jump through, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll come back and say, oh, wow, Bob, I totally agree with you. You can't beat physical silver and gold, that's for sure. And then I'll ask again, what else did you like, Bob? Dig a little deeper. Or I'd say, why does having silver and gold as a product, why does that matter to you? What difference do you think that could make in someone's life? Dig a little deeper, and then they'll give their answer and say, I feel the same way, Bob. Right? You want to build, you want to mirror them. And then after that, I simply say, it's very simple. Bob, sounds to me like you're ready to get started. Zip the lips, shut the mouth, and let them speak. And many times, they'll say, yeah, I actually am ready to get started. Fantastic. I can either take your info right over the phone, or I can send you the link to sign up. What works best for you? I like to sign them up myself, guys, because I'll actually be taking their information and putting the information in. I'll guide them towards I always guide people towards the $4.95 if they can do that, right? Because I always tell them, you always want to be on the auto ship that you want to see duplicated in your downline. You can't be on a $39 auto ship and expect your prospect to get on a $4.95 because they're going to do what you do, right? You're never going to upsell to a program that you're not on. Make sense? Yes and yes? Okay? That's really important. But if I'm emailing the link, or if I'm messaging them the link or texting them the link, I'll say, hey, I am on the Global Elite Bundle, and I'm on this bundle because, most of the coins we get we pay $495, and most of the coins that we get are worth over $600. They're literally paying me to do this business, Bob. So if they can't do that, that's great. And then I always say, hey, make it a goal to get up. Everyone should have a goal to get up to that, that auto ship every month. I mean, that should be everyone's number one goal. You always want to be on the auto ship that you want to see duplicated in your downline. How many of you would rather get 10% of $4.95 than 10% of $39? Would you rather make $49.50 or $3.99 or $3.90? Right? But if they're on the 39, that's great too. That's fantastic. You let people be in the lane that they feel comfortable being in. Okay? Keith, if they say, what'd you like best about what you saw? If I say that to them, they say, well, I didn't like any of it. It was terrible. Is this one of those things? One of those things? I'll say, oh, wow, okay. Well, gosh, Bob, what? Question for you. Why did you even take a look? I mean, you could have been doing a lot of other things with your time. Why did you even take a look? What were you hoping to see? Why did you even take a look? What were you hoping to see? Well, I thought that you could do this part-time. I've got a full-time job. So a lot of times they'll say things that you'll be able to answer, say, well, actually, you can do this part-time. And clear it up for them, and then they'll get started. So if someone said to me, well, this looks like it'd be full-time, I can only do it part-time. No, actually, Bob, 99% of our people are part-time. They have other full-time businesses and jobs, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, I didn't know that. And then I'll ask them again. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to answer that for you, Bob. It sounds to me like you're ready to get started. See how I go back to that? It sounds to me like you're ready to get started. And then if they say yes, great, sign them up. If they say no, just act surprised. Like if someone says, "Oh, not yet," and I say, "Oh, really?" Just usually when someone says the things that you said, they get started right away. Wow. Okay. Act like literally someone, walked on water. You're in such disbelief. You're in absolute disbelief that they're not signing up. Okay. And then say, okay, I guess, do you have any other questions? That's how you do it. That's how I follow up. That's it. Real simple. You got to ask for the sale, though. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Anything else for me? What can I answer for you? Got some great training. 3 good topics already today. Good question. Anything else that I can answer for you? Prospecting, marketing, self-development, 3-way calls. We just talked about that. Being a leader. How to look at your how to get your new rep on board and started. Give you another minute here, and then I'm going to say adios. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. Okay? Well, I hope you guys have some fun 4th of July plans. I know I do. It's just going to be with family. And no corporate announcements. You've got remember the 4th of July promotion. And also, if you guys are interested in that web traffic source from my colleague that drives massive eyeballs right to your funnel and keep driving traffic until you get 20 signups, you can message me individually on Messenger on Facebook. Keith has another question. What do you think for the social media? What do you think for the social media training by Ray Higdon? I think Ray's my mentor. Anything by Ray Higdon is great. I think that's great. I think first and foremost, be a member of Rank Makers, right? And then anything extra you get from Ray is great. All his coaching is phenomenal. Anytime you're doing self-development and getting better, that's a wonderful thing. I think, guys, so many people forget that we forget to invest in ourselves. That's the best investment you can ever make. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Hey, Steven, good to see you, man. What's the first thing that I say when I call a cold prospect lead? So I use, I've recruited hundreds of people with that methodology. I actually use LinkedIn and use Messenger, and I have a message that once I connect with someone on LinkedIn, I have a certain message that I send them to someone that I just connected with. But if I was dialing for dollars, if I was dialing network marketers, I use the 30-second scripts from Tracy Biller. And you can He's got 6 CDs for $19.95 that are phenomenal. He could charge $2,000 for those. Recruited hundreds of people with that methodology, calling network marketing lists. List of people that have been, either are in or have been in network marketing. So Tracy Biller. Tracy Biller. Okay? That's for the people that want to smile and dial and make, 50, 75, 100 calls a day. One lead after the other. So there's a certain way to do it. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay? Does that help, Stephen? I think his website, www.ultimatesuccesscds.com. Ultimatesuccesscds.com is Tracy Biller's website. And he teaches you how to dial for dollars, how to dial network marketers. Okay, there's a lot of tonality in that. There's a lot of posture in that. There's a lot of cadence and speed in that 30-second delivery. You need to master it. You need to master it. Good. Steve, always good to see you, man. Steven's a phenomenal network marketer, guys. Just a great network marketer and a great human being. Just a great guy. Always great seeing you, Steven. That Keith says phone burner works great too for those. Yeah, my former business partner, rest in peace, Jim Lewis. Jim passed away. Steven, of course, you knew Jim. 2 years ago of a brain tumor. And we would dial leads and Jim would use the phone burner, and I would just do it manually on my phone because I enjoyed that way better. But a lot of people use the phone burner, and that thing just one after another, after another, after another. So absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think? Okay. All right, guys. Happy 4th, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. And be safe out there with the fireworks. Have fun with the fireworks. I know we're going to be doing that. And just keep being consistent every single day with the business, and wonderful things happen long term. Okay? God bless you guys. And if you ever need anything, let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.